Alex.
What?
We've been around for 149 episodes.
No, it's 150, dipshit.
Well, now this is 150. We did 149. This is 150.
Oh, God.
So we've been around. Well, technically, so God damn it, I fucked that up.
Yep.
Oh well, don't edit it because we don't edit shit. Nobody cares. But it is episode 150. We've been around for 150 episodes.
Too fucking many.
Doesn't that mean we can be like syndicated or something?
What?
Isn't that like it was 100 episodes where you get to be syndicated?
What are you talking about? Syndicated? Any show can be syndicated.
Well, in TV though, don't they have to have like 100 episodes?
No, there's definitely only 10 episodes of this, and this got syndicated. There's 20 episodes of this show, maybe 30.
Alex was watching The Torkelsons, for those of you.
Great fucking show. Go fuck yourself.
Like I said, my mom was a fan. I was not.
Because you have horrible taste.
Apparently you talked about this on Bruise, Brawls, and Brave?
Yeah.
How? Why?
Fucking mind you. Because Merrick Brave and I both have in common that we had a big old crush on Olivia Burnett when we were kids. Look at her. Could you imagine if you were a kid?
I used to be one of those. At this point, I would have been probably a Jenny Garth guy, I'm guessing.
Garth Brooks?
No, Jenny Garth.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
God, I hate you. First off, that's Kitty. She thinks my tractor's sexy is Kitty Chesney. Garth Brooks is awesome. Go fuck yourself. And no, Jenny Garth was.
How can you tell them apart?
Because I'm not an asshole who instantly hates country music just because it's labeled as country music, unlike some people.
It all sounds the same.
Who claims to be accepting of all people all the time, but yet won't listen to one fucking country music song.
I've listened to lots of country music songs in my life, Regal, but you know what my problem is?
What?
They all sound the same. I can't tell them apart.
Oh, shut the
Every last one of them sounds the same.
Oh, God.
She thinks her brother's sexy.
I hate you. Seriously.
He really
this
turns
podcast is over. I'm
around.
going to leave.
Good. You won't leave.
Send your hate tweets to @OneRealSmartAlex and tell him why country music is awesome. I like all kinds of music.
You know what happens if you play a country song backwards?
Oh, shut up.
Get your house back, your wife back.
This joke is dumb. I've heard
your truck back.
That joke is older than you.
This is a good joke.
No, it's really, really not.
Why are you in such a bad mood?
I'm not in a bad mood. I get annoyed at you because you think that your opinion is always right.
I just stated my opinion. I didn't say it was right.
I get annoyed at you for your opinion, but I don't get annoyed at you when we disagree on a lot of things. For some reason, your staunch hatred of country music.
It's awful.
Just because it's country music.
It's awful. It is the worst type of music. I would rather listen to fucking polka.
I listen to all kinds of music. If something sucks, I think it sucks. I don't listen to it.
Oh,
but
God.
I don't disqualify one type of music just because it's a type of music. I don't disqualify country. I don't like people that disqualify hip hop music.
I like hip hop music.
I don't like people that disqualify teen pop music. I'm sorry. Also, you ever notice their house it's supposed to look like old, but it literally looks like it's one step away from being in a horror movie.
Why are you hating on the Torkelsons?
It was just an observation.
Fine, upstanding people, the Torkelsons.
Sure they were.
Hardworking.
Well, why are they poor?
Because it's a single mother raising 5 kids, dipshit.
Okay.
You can barely raise yourself on your own salary. Do you work hard? Are you supporting 5 kids?
That's a touchy subject right now. Let's not talk about
that. Okay. Then you leave Millicent Torkelson be.
I'm sure the audience that listens to us right now is probably be like, okay, are they going to fucking talk about wrestling? So
who gives a shit?
Chris Angle, Zach.
They don't even watch the shit we're going to talk about.
Well, probably.
They're not going to know a single guy that we talk about tonight on this episode.
No, this is probably the most entertaining part of the show for them. So
exactly. That's why I know our audience. You don't.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this out there. Hey, buttheads who listen to this show.
Hey, why are you so disrespectful to our audience?
Well, because they're kind of buttheads right now because... You know, normally this was supposed to be the Chesty Awards, but nobody's giving us any categories here, guys. So
social media,
hit up. I've tweeted it a couple times this week.
I know.
hit up the social media, whether it's the Facebook page, the Slam Fam Wrestling Network, whether it's on Twitter at SlamFamWR or at Off the Chest.
It's on the Off Chest.
It's on the Off the Chest. At Off the Chest TR. You can find it on my Facebook. You can find it on Alex's.
I didn't put it on my personal Facebook. I don't put anything wrestling related on my personal Facebook.
Get on the social media and give us some categories for the Chesty Awards, which we will do next week. So
when the sun comes.
So yeah, I'm slightly irritated at y'all for not giving us some categories.
Look at Kirby. He's so excited to be going to the...
What's the deal with Kirby? Is he supposed to be like the redneck Urkel?
Basically. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's... Yes.
It's blunt, but it's accurate.
It's the fall cotillion.
I actually know this.
Look at Kirby's gag. Like, the boys standing by the wall. They're like, Kirby's here with the girl.
So the crazy thing is, Alex...
What?
This is actually one of the episodes of this show I've actually ever watched.
It's funny. This is the second episode.
Yeah, the funny thing is, this is actually one of the few episodes I've ever seen.
I used to watch reruns of this show all the time.
I know exactly what happens. The rich girl rips the thing off her dress and makes fun of her and all that shit. Yeah.
I don't actually know that I've even seen this one.
Yeah. The rich girl from the beginning is gonna rip the thing off her dress and make fun of her.
She's gonna be naked?
No.
That's good because that would be inappropriate.
That would be really inappropriate considering she's supposed to be like 12.
She's 14, Regal.
I don't know. Fuck.
But that's still inappropriate.
Still very inappropriate. It doesn't matter. 2 years does not make it appropriate. Also, this was a family sitcom, so that would have made it really inappropriate.
I think it was on NBC, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
When the sun
the bitchy blonde from the first scene is gonna rip.
Wow, Regal's calling 14-year-olds bitches.
No, like I said, man, at this point I was a Jenny Garth guy. Of course, Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yeah.
She's Tiffany Amber Thiessen is an all-timer for me. So.
She's an old-timer for me too.
All-timer, not old.
She's old now.
Again, you were 10 years younger than me, so you kind of missed Saved by the Bell.
I watched a fuck ton of Saved by the Bell.
Fuck you. Probably in reruns, mostly. Yeah. See, I was that was in the wheelhouse for me when of it, that was appointment Saturday morning, I want to say 9:30 in the morning, if I'm correct.
Really?
Saturday morning, either 9:30 or 10:30, I can't remember
exactly. What my show was?
What?
Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
Yeah, that's kind of the same show.
What?
Actually, here's the crazy thing.
Yeah?
My family, as has been well documented, huge Disney marks.
Yeah. So,
have the Disney Channel. So, I actually got Good Morning, Miss Bliss before Saved by the Bell, not getting it as, interjected episodes throughout the series, like most people.
Yeah.
I actually saw it. And then all of a sudden, because they themed... Do you remember how they used to... would always do the Saturday morning preview show for the season? And they'd actually show it in prime time, like the week before?
Oh, that kind of sounds like a thing.
They actually themed... The year Saved by the Bell debuted, they themed the entire preview show as basically to introduce Saved by the Bell and have them essentially throughout the show introduce the other shows as part of the Saturday morning lineup. So when that came on, I'm like, wait a minute, what's the guys from Good Morning Miss Bliss doing here? Why did they live in California? And
because Good Morning Miss Bliss was in Indiana.
Good Morning Miss Bliss was in Indiana.
Yeah.
And what happened to Mikey and Nikki?
I liked Nikki.
Dude.
I liked Mikey too.
How did Slater, Zach, and Lisa all of a sudden move to California?
Screech. Slater was not.
Zach, Kelly, and Screech, yes.
Yeah. No, Zach, Lisa, and Screech.
Yeah. Because in the first episode, that's where we meet Slater, who gets transferred, whose dad got transferred in the military.
Poor Dorothy Jane. Anyways,
she ended up marrying Kirby. They've got 3 kids. He's
no, she moved to Seattle, dog.
Did she not make it to season 2?
No, season 2 they moved to Seattle. The whole family.
Oh, that's right.
They move in with Jason Marsden and Brittany Murphy.
Oh, that's right. Because that's how
it becomes.
That's how it becomes Almost Home.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the weirdest. That's one thing for this show. It has one of the weirdest odysseys for a sitcom.
Yeah.
because it's only, I think, 3 seasons?
2.
2? That's it?
Yeah, one season of the Torkelsons, 1 season of Almost
and
Home.
And literally 2 seasons, and they basically changed the premise. They retooled the show and changed the premise. And, she has 6 kids in the first season when they were in Oklahoma.
5.
Or 5 kids. And then she's got, 3?
3,
yeah. The second season.
Well, they lived in small town Oklahoma. They were an impoverished family. Maybe Stephen, Floyd, and Ruth Ann died.
Yeah, that's true. You never know.
Oh, man. I can smell my wife's body wash. Hurry up and finish the podcast.
Wow, that just got weird.
Why is it weird for me to love my wife? Is that weird? Maybe I haven't been married long enough if I still love my wife.
Everybody loves your wife. She's awesome.
You better not love my wife.
I mean, I don't love your wife the way you love
your wife. You don't have a wife.
I don't love your wife the way you love your wife, but she's pretty fucking awesome.
She is. Anyways, any wrestling this past weekend?
We watched a little.
Every fucking night.
I skipped Saturday because I was dead.
'Cause you're a bitch.
No, because I was mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. So.
And I'm a winner.
Yeah,
all I do is win, no matter what.
I might have, if I would have, because for those of you who, there's a few people that may not be aware of this. Alex actually lives right by where I work. I live 25 minutes.
Where I live?
Huh?
Let me tell people where I live.
I'm not telling you where you live. I'm telling you I work by where you live by where I work. Fairly close. I actually live about 25 minute drive away from here.
Yeah.
I live in Rock Island. Yep. On the far side of Rock Island.
Yep. This is fucking fascinating. People love listening to the geography of the Quad Cities.
After 2 nights of wrestling and dealing with some personal issues, I was physically, emotionally I was exhausted in every way you could possibly be exhausted Saturday night. So I go home and I'm literally laying in bed and then I get a text from Hal. I got on Twitter and I see the tweet and then I went, wait, no.
Yeah.
And I get the text from you, I'm like, shit! Alex won a promo code for AAW Windy City Classic. It's like, if I'd have known that was going to happen, I might have stayed over. I might have went to the house, maybe stopped at Quick Star and got a cup of coffee to pound.
Yeah.
And tried to stay up to watch the show, but no.
You know what they say?
What?
All I do is win, no matter what.
So literally, the show started at 7:30. To give you a comparison of how the show would have went for me, I was asleep at 8:15.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if I hadn't won, I thought about texting Danny and asking him for his AAW password for Fight.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he could probably maybe he could hook you up with a free promo code. It's not like you've ever done anything for.
I've never done anything. Wow,
Alex, Muppets Tonight is on next.
What?
Muppets Tonight. You remember Muppets Tonight?
No.
It lasted. Oh. It also lasted 1 season. They had a show. Basically, it was the Muppets doing
Letterman,
like a Letterman type show.
Okay.
But no. So, I did not watch Saturday Night. You did, which is the promotion that essentially is the closest to home for us. And
yeah.
What did you think of a? We'll go.
We'll go chronologically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Thursday night.
The
night after Christmas.
'Twas the night after Christmas.
And all
through the house.
There was barbed wire and glass.
And also, Mouse? Was Mouse at that show?
I mean, he might have been. It was really tight in there. I couldn't see.
I do not think I saw a ringside photographer at that one.
Matthew Justice was in the balcony, hanging alley cat with care, in hopes that Jim Cornette would soon choke on his own derriere.
Oh, that was a good one, Regal.
But yeah,
Jim Cornette.
Jim
Cornette.
Oh, we'll get into that. Then after Christmas, we watched
Cornette.
Some Game Changer Wrestling, Jimmy All the Way, a show in honor of friend of the podcast, Mr. Jimmy Lloyd. Man, we really should have got him on the podcast years ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like 2 years
ago.
ago.
Because we probably... No, like 3 years ago.
Well, we've only been doing the podcast for 3 years.
Okay, it was really
like
early. It was
two
like
and a half years
we were
ago,
like
maybe.
We were like 2 or 3 months into our run. And
okay, yeah.
Yeah, and Jimmy, we met Jimmy at Revolver, and he was going to come on the podcast. We never got him on the show.
Never followed up with him.
No, and the problem is
assholes.
now Jimmy's Jimmy Lloyd, Game Changer Wrestling Superstar Jimmy Lloyd.
I mean, he was Jimmy Lloyd then too.
But yeah, but now he's Game Changer Wrestling
God,
Superstar.
that's a great
Jimmy
fucking
Lloyd.
game.
The original Smash Bros.
The original Smash Bros. Yes.
Yeah, changed the. That was a game change. That was a game changer.
Yes. Oh, girl. Oh, she knows how to play.
I remember renting this from Hollywood Video.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I thought about asking my brother if he still plays our 64 because I want it back. I need to get a 64 again.
Whichever one of us gets a 64 first.
Yeah.
Our first order of business is to get an import of Virtual Pro 2.
I have it.
Oh, you do?
I think so. I might have Fire Pro. But you have to. I don't have the converter to play it on the.
You can get the converter online now for like $20, for like $10-20.
Oh.
No. Or you can just get the thing to unscrew put an American back on it.
Yeah, I tried to do that and I don't remember what happened.
I gotta
put Fire Pro.
Adam can do it.
Okay.
Adam's done it before.
Friend of the podcast, Adam. Does he listen?
Occasionally he listens to the show. Not as much as he should. That's why I don't want him to be on the show anymore.
Well, if you let him on more, he'd probably listen more.
Maybe I might. I don't know. But,
I don't think he watches enough wrestling to be on.
Yeah.
When the sun... No, I mean, I got Torkelson stuck in my head.
But the only wrestling Adam watches these days is AEW. So
really?
Yeah. But no. What? So we were Thursday night. We were watching Game Changer Wrestling, Jimmy all the way, as we sidetracked onto Smash Bros. And wrestling video games. There was some video game action on the show.
Yes, there was.
But no. Obviously. We were primarily watching because we got to see our buddy, the one
called. He loves it when I do that.
No, he probably doesn't. But we got to see the one called Manders take on the notorious 187 Homicide.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, like seriously, this was for me. Literally, like it's always cool, and you'd think with years of Seth and Merrick and Suge, I would, I've seen my friends wrestle,
yeah,
guys that we looked up to or guys that
right,
we'd watched on video. With this though, it was a little bit different because you're seeing these kids, and Steve is not a kid by any stretch of the imagination.
26,
but a kid in comparison to the wrestling business.
Yeah.
When you're a vet in the wrestling, I always say when you're a vet in the wrestling business, you call everybody kid. Because I notice I do that also at work too. No, so you get to see these younger athletes who you've watched, since day one in the business, whether it's Connor Braxton, Travis Titan. In this case, obviously. The one called Manders is just blowing up out here. And he gets to take on Homicide, who's a guy that, along with, comes from that era where, Low Key and Danielson and AJ Styles and CM Punk, those early Ring of Honor bootleg VHS tapes that I used to get from Danny Daniels.
Yeah.
That is a guy that I instantly just loved to watch wrestling and is probably a huge part of my independent wrestling fandom, so...
Hell yeah, those early days of Ring of Honor were sick.
Yeah, and I remember, one of the first Ring of Honor tapes I ever got had a number one contenders trophy match between Punk and Homicide on it, so...
Nice.
That's from the old school Ring of Honor, the as I like to call it, the pre-lighting rig era from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
When it was literally just house lights. They would just use the house lights in whatever venue they were in.
Which a lot of wrestling promotions do.
Yeah.
When we're going to get a lighting rig for SCW Pro, that's what you should learn how to do. You should learn how to do lighting rigs.
I mean, when's the Rock God coming back?
No, that's not what I said. I said you should learn how to do lighting rigs.
We literally have a professional lighting guy
who comes in twice a year.
That's what the Rock God Ronnie Burton is for.
Jesus.
Along with being an awesome wrestler.
Wow, you're so disrespectful. Also, kayfabe.
We got professional lighting rigs coming up January 24th.
Yep.
At the Rust Belt.
Speaking of indie wrestling legends.
Talking about indie wrestling legends that we grew up. We were fans of when we were getting started. I mean, Alex Shelley is a guy that fits that bill. So, and he will be there along with professional lighting rigs at the Rust Belt.
Jesus Christ, I hate you so much. Why do we do a podcast together? We clearly hate each other.
Because I bamboozled you into thinking it was a good idea.
Oh, you bamboozled me into thinking you were relevant.
Oh boy! Remember when you thought I was relevant and thought I was.
Have you ever gone back and listened to episode 1?
Where you could tell we had barely know each other at that point because we're way too nice to each other.
Oh, fuck.
The podcast sounds completely different now. Well, it changed when I think I figured out when the podcast changed for us. When Kat started showing up.
Oh yeah,
because Kat was a bad influence all around. So
wow, fuck you. That's my friend.
I'm kidding.
You're a terrible person.
I'm kidding. We'll talk about our favorite cat. Both of our favorite cats a little bit later. But
I never told you about Malachi.
Huh?
My cat, as a kid, Malachi.
I was referring, to the high voltage cat and one of the alley variety.
Nope, you can only like one cat. You're only allowed to like one cat.
No, I like two cats.
Nope, one cat. Only allowed to like one cat.
But yeah. So Homicide taking on the one called Manders.
Oh yeah.
This was this match. These guys went out there and just had a killer match. Two guys hitting hard, great old school. And the thing about Game Changer is you're going to get a little bit of everything on every show. And obviously, there's a clip from this show that has kind of gone viral again, as always, as Game Changer shows often
tends to do.
It's
crazy because there's only 12 people there. And nobody gets paid.
According to certain people.
Yeah.
No. Wait. We're talking about Game Changer show, not AAW Mid-South.
Wow. Fuck. So disrespectful. I'm telling Ian.
Tell Ian. I don't give a...
Isn't Ian your friend?
I have not spoken to Ian in years.
Oh, well. Fuck Ian, I guess, huh?
No, don't fuck Ian. Ian taught me a lot in the business, with what to do and what not to do.
So arrogant.
What? I'm having fun. I've had a good day. Can I just have a little fun?
No.
We're busting balls.
Why?
We don't really hate anybody. We're having fun.
I do.
Who do you hate?
You.
Well, besides that.
Well, besides that, nobody.
Oh.
Yahtzee!
Are you supposed to play Yahtzee right now?
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk about Game Changer Wrestling. You're playing fucking
listening.
Yahtzee. Shit. Outside of Manders and Homicide, what else happened on that
fucking,
show? I feel like it was a long time ago.
Jordan, Oliver Jordan, and
what's his name? So the clip that went viral...
you know what's scary?
What?
What's weird? I don't fucking remember that sequence from the show.
Jordan Oliver.
At all.
Yeah. Jordan Oliver versus Blake Christian. Blake Christian, one of the guys you have to put in the category of
Breakout Stars 2019. Oh, that could be a category for fucking... Too bad we're not doing an award show.
Hey, somebody send that in as a category for an award show.
Dipshits.
Exactly. So
now you got me doing it. You're just a fountain of negativity, Regal.
No, I'm not negative at all. I said zero negativity today, man. I'm positive. I am positive that our listeners
are a bunch of dipshits.
I'm going to be positive. I'm positive that our listeners will correct their error and send us categories this week for the Chesties so we can do it next week. But no, we had after Manders and Homicide, we had Tony Deppen and Ophidian. These two guys obviously know each other well from Chikara. Had a really fun match. Deppen's another guy that's just, if you look at 2019, what an amazing year he's had.
A guy who I think was on my radar before this year, but just fucking got to a whole new level this year.
Did it, and does it with, a mix of old school wrestling. The one thing I love about Tony Deppen is he's a guy that can go out and just have an old school wrestling match.
Yeah.
But he does it with such a frantic, spastic, off the wall energy that it makes it something new and unique. And then you have Ophidian, who might be one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet right now, honestly. That guy's... People don't realize how good he is. And I've been watching Ophidian for many, many, many years, going back to the Osirian portal in Chikara. But I think since he's had this singles run the last couple of years, has really been able to show what he can do as far as, being a really, really good professional wrestler. So then there was this 6-man tag match, or 6-man scramble match.
Yeah.
So in this 6-man scramble, we had KTB.
I want to talk about this one, actually.
Jonathan Wolf.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper.
Yep.
And then 3 other guys. Steve Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Dougie Massa.
Mm-hmm.
And Treehouse Lee. Now, Alex, out of the 6 guys in this match, how many of them do you think have cage match profiles?
2.
3. I seriously don't, I'd kind of heard about Treehouse Lee.
I don't, he's is he East Coast?
I think...
because I have heard of him.
I think he's almost like a pro wrestling version of, Kimbo Slice.
What does that mean?
I think just videos of him doing stuff have got out. I don't know how many actual wrestling matches he's had, but apparently in this match, Steve Sanders and Dougie, especially primarily Dougie Massa.
Yeah.
If I'm to believe the commentary, these guys are basically Jimmy Lloyd's old backyard wrestling buddies.
Jesus Christ.
Which, Brett Lauderdale doing, letting Jimmy Lloyd kind of take one thing about it when they do these shows like Jimmy All the Way or Spring Break.
Yeah.
He legitimately does let the person who's doing it have a say in how the show is booked and how the show gets done. And
right, yeah.
Apparently, a couple of Jimmy's old buddies got to be on the show. This match was really fun. Treehouse Lee does some... what did I say about him? It looks like if you cross DNA cheeseburger with Ruckus. I think was what I used.
That sounds like something you'd say.
But Treehouse Lee did some amazing stuff in here. And KTB...
I'm going to be honest right now. This match was the first time I've ever been impressed by Jonathan Wolf. I'm just going to be straight up. I have not been a fan of Jonathan Wolf. I've kind of thought that I've kind of scratched my head when I've seen him on a show, wondering why he was there. And he had a star-making performance for me in this match. He had some good shit.
That's cool.
Is that controversial for me to say?
No, I don't think so. I'd only seen a few Jonathan Wolf matches, and yeah, I hadn't really been all that impressed. Not that he was bad or anything.
Oh, I thought he was bad. I'll just be honest.
I didn't think he was bad, but I wasn't that impressed with him. The one thing I will say about this match, the guy that is the MVP of these matches for me... is KTB.
Yeah. Because
KTB is the big dude who basically works as the post for all the other little guys to do their cool flippy shit off of.
Yeah.
So it works out well. And there was some exchanges with him and Treehouse Lee that I thought were just absolutely amazing in this match.
No, it was definitely like, I think I turned to you afterwards and no, I'm thinking of Saturday night. A very good scramble, and I as someone who doesn't typically like multi-man matches for the sake of multi-man matches, I enjoyed this match.
Then we had two of my favorites going one-on-one. Matthew Justice taking on my second favorite cat, Alley Cat.
Yeah, this was kind of deathmatchy, and I didn't hate it. It wasn't really deathmatchy.
Well, the thing is, she's done some of the No Peace Underground shows too. For better or worse, it seems like Alley Cat's kind of been bitten by the deathmatch bug.
Yeah.
And dude, because here's the thing, I've never done one, obviously. I know people that obviously have, and the one thing I hear from everybody that does any kind of deathmatch wrestling is that it's an adrenaline junkie thing, basically.
Sure.
You get an adrenaline dump from doing it. I mean, hell, you saw it. I mean, when we went to Pro Wrestling Revolver, just from a fan standpoint, how much adrenaline was coursing through my body after that Ricky Shane Page and Alex Colon match. So in the deathmatch community, it really is an adrenaline deal.
Yeah, I don't get it
with the fans and wrestlers.
Right.
But no, Matthew Justice has become one of my favorite people in 2019. You know, and you can say what you will. You know, yeah, he's just doing hardcore deathmatch stuff. Or that this is a guy that was in WWE developmental and whatever. Because keep in mind, this is a guy that wrestled like Suge and Merrick Brave back in like 2005 at AIW.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I know on indie wrestling on IWTV there's a match where it's like Suge and somebody, I think it might be Suge and Trick Davis against Matthew Justice and John Thorne.
Oh, I didn't know John Thorne was wrestler.
Yeah, John Thorne was worker.
Okay.
But no, Matthew Justice, just for the fact that this dude goes out there, has absolute crazy brawls and just does crazy stuff, does cool stuff, and just seems like he's a hell of a dude who just loves. This is a guy that like I said, and I give credit to anybody who, because there's been a lot of guys, they get their WWE developmental run, they get released, you never hear from them again. They just fade into obscurity.
Which is also an understandable choice.
Which is, and I can understand why that would happen for some people. But Matthew Justice is a guy that had his time in developmental, got released, went back to AIW, kept on plugging.
Somebody said he went back and retrained.
Went back and basically kind of reinvented himself into what he is now, and is absolutely just crushing it.
Yeah.
You know where I'd love to see like a guy like Matthew Justice?
Where?
Like New Japan.
Oh, I could see him being a good fit there.
Maybe like bring him in, like have him be the new tag partner for like a Lance Hoyt or something. I think Matthew Justice, Lance Hoyt would be a killer big man tag team.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, him and Alley Cat, man, he beat the holy hell out of her.
Yeah.
And she just kept coming back, and
she said, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
They eventually, of course, Matthew Justice, well known for his balcony dives, goes up, throws her off a balcony. Thank God for. Apparently, she was caught by the Jimmy Lloyd's Friends section.
Yeah.
There's a wrestling ring, or was it Punch Out?
No, it's a Smash.
Oh, there's a wrestling ring in Smash Bros.
Apparently, in one of the new ones, yeah.
Oh, this is the
Wii U.
The Wii U one. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it. I like the traditional Smash stage. Like the, you know what I'm saying, like the where you just go off the edge.
We're watching videos of people playing Smash Bros. They just having to roll into it on YouTube.
Did I ever tell you I created a match, the SSB rules match for professional wrestling. It's never actually been done, but it's basically a no rope match with weapons around the ring, hanging around the ring, and you have to get knocked off the ring.
So it's literally a Smash Brothers match.
Yeah, it's just basically a no rope weapons match.
I'm surprised Kenny Omega hasn't done
Smash
that
Brothers
yet.
rules.
Where's someone called Kenny Omega? I got an idea.
I want some fucking money, Kenny. Because I wrote that shit fucking 10 years ago and I can prove
do it.
Kenny, pay me? Pay my ass, Kenny. See, I don't like it. Like, how do you lose? How do you get thrown off the edge?
Kenny wouldn't pay you. Just make TK pay you.
Fuck TK. I want Kenny's money. I want to be an
EVP. But man, so at one point, me and you were legitimately worried that Alley Cat might have got messed up, but no, she just was beating the hell out of her.
Selling.
Yeah, selling. She was just selling the beating.
Don't always see that on the indies.
Yeah. No, this was a hell of a match. Matthew Justice picked up victory, and then we got to the match that.
Not gonna even react to that, huh? Nothing.
Yeah. No selling on the indies right now. Huh. I know who you were.
No, you don't, because I don't know who I was doing. It was just doing.
I thought you were doing. Regal. God damn it. It's smart mark bullshit.
No.
It's smart mark bullshit.
Stop.
Regal. Stop being such a fucking smart mark.
That's a horrible impression, by the way.
Yeah, I've tried to figure out that one for forever, and I just can't quite get it right.
I'm on the last season of Reba.
We're talking about wrestling now.
I want to do a sitcom podcast.
God.
Will somebody do a sitcom podcast with me?
I don't want to talk about...
Anybody? If you're listening and you want to do a sitcom podcast with me.
The only thing I know about Reba is it had the daughter that was on Star Trek Voyager, the redhead that that is actually grown up to be really, really, really hot.
She had left the show for like the entire 5th season.
Yeah.
She had anorexia.
Oh, that's right.
And then the episode she came back, she walks in and they all look at her funny and they're like, "Where were you?" And she goes, "Oh, I went to get something to eat."
Nice.
Wait, I think that's kind of is that in bad taste?
No, because it's the funny. It's one of those things where it's the funny haha the joke. The best.
Yeah, I think it would be funny if they did it once, but then like all she did on that episode was get up to leave the room, and then they'd go, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to get something to eat." They did it like 3 times.
Remember the Rose? Did you ever see the Roseanne episode where the original Becky came back?
Yeah.
Where the entire episode they kept going, "Where have you been?" And she's like, "Why does everybody keep asking me that?"
Yeah, Lacey Gordon came back, or Lacey Gordon?
Lacey, like when Lacey came back.
No, Lacey was the.
No, Sarah Chalke was the second.
Oh, Sarah Chalke, that's right. Lacey
Sarah
Gordon.
Chalke was the second Becky.
Yep, you're right.
Sarah Chalke went on to be on Scrubs.
Yep, great show. Sitcom podcast, I'm telling you.
I love some Scrubs. I'm not gonna, that's a given. But no. So we had Dan Moff versus Jimmy Lloyd.
That was a fine match.
Why is it I don't remember this match at all?
I don't know. It wasn't like is that the one you slept through? Regal slept through one match on each show. I think
Dan Moff and Jimmy Lloyd I kind of slept through on this show. I would have started falling asleep.
And I have a horrible memory when it comes to. I watched 3 fucking wrestling shows 3 nights in a row with.
Then the main
not
event,
a lot of the same people, but enough of the same people for me to get them mixed up.
The main event, which I pulled myself up for, the old timer Jeff King teaming up with Schlack. Jeff King, of course, taking the place of our good friend Marcus Crane, taking on the Hate Club, Matt Tremont and Nick Gage. You got up and left the room fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Alex, who does not like deathmatch wrestling. This was deathmatch wrestling in its purest form. There was chairs, there was barbed wire, there was a lot of panes of glass. This one got pretty literally a just crazy 12-minute sprint from start to finish. And then the coolest part was after the match, Nick Gage, who, like you even said, is there a guy that cuts a better promo in wrestling than Nick Gage at this point?
I don't think so.
No, especially not with that fan base. But
with any fan base.
Gage talks about how this match was supposed to be Marcus in the match, and unfortunately, Marcus is going through a rough time. And
do you? Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out here.
Yeah?
If Nick Gage showed up on Monday Night Raw and cut a promo. Would it get over?
I think it would, but I think Vince would be like, what the hell is this guy?
Like, if Nick Gage, the only issue might be the profanity.
Yeah.
But if you let Nick Gage be Nick Gage, but Nick Gage has been in Chikara, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't cuss in Chikara, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah. If you let Nick Gage be Nick Gage on Monday Night Raw, would it get over?
It'd be interesting. I've seen some people actually say, what are the odds that possibly AEW or something would take a shot on Gage? Or Impact? I think
they'd be crazy not to.
Somebody that needs a big name, a guy that's going to create some buzz, whether it's an AEW, whether it's I'm surprised because obviously it's Sammy. I'm really somewhat surprised. Well, I know, shit.
What? Nothing. You tell me off the air.
No, I'll say it.
What?
Impact's a Canadian company.
Oh.
He can't leave. He can't travel internationally.
Yeah.
That's
well, and Impact tapes in Canada and Mexico a lot.
Yeah, so that's the issue there, unfortunately.
What about Ring of Honor?
The thing is, I'll tell you why that won't happen.
Why?
The people running the company.
Oh.
They're rather conservative.
That's true.
So yeah. No, but hey.
I'm gonna throw a question out there.
What?
And I might actually, I already know the answer, but I don't know the answer. Is Game Changer without Nick Gage?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
No. It might be now. It wouldn't have become what it is now without Nick Gage.
Because I'm going to make a counter argument there. I think Joey had more to... Did Joey or... Who had more to do with... If you pinpoint it to one person, who had more to do with the rise of the Game Changer? Nick or Joey?
Joey, because the first spring break show put them on a map in the way that... Because they were doing good shows.
Right.
Before that first spring break show.
Yeah.
But that first spring break show put them on the map in a way that nothing else could have done, I think. But
is Joey Janela going to go down as one of the great wrestling minds of our time?
Oh, I think absolutely. I think he should. I think Brett Lauderdale should. Brett Lauderdale absolutely should. Brett took we discussed this while we were watching the show. Brett took a struggling regional indie fed.
Yeah.
And went all in on a concept. And has basically created the closest thing we're going to get to a modern-day version of ECW.
Right.
That is also, not only does that type of show, but is also able to go out and do concept shows, which basically brought back Rings and Pancrase with Bloodsport, that's brought back regional indie, regional southern outlaw wrestling with Wombat.
Yeah.
They've done...
Speaking of, have you watched the match yet?
I have not, but I heard about it.
Did you hear who Rim Tinkler was?
Who is Rim Tinkler?
It was River Strife.
Oh, it's River Strife?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
So, okay. For those of you who may not be following the tweet, because we were doing the Fuck Jim Cornette earlier, so there is a clip...
Fuck Jim Cornette.
There is a clip from the Jordan Oliver Blake Christian match, who both of these guys are very... very small. They're less than probably 100, they're in that 150-pound range. They're very small cruiserweight wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of, the stunt. I'm trying to figure out a non-negative way to say it.
Very acrobatic style.
The acrobatic style. The stunt choreography type professional wrestling. Which I don't mind it I don't mind it when they do it.
Right.
I enjoy watching.
I would not. I don't think I would want to watch a show full of it.
Yeah.
But as one of the courses on a 7 entree or 8 entree meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. So of course this clip got out there, and of course somebody snitch tagged Jim Cornette.
Oh, and they've been going at it non-stop.
Yeah. And of course, and then it got picked up by not just Cornette, but we're finding out that Cornette isn't the only one. Finlay jumped into it.
Yep, I saw that.
you see Dash Wilder?
Yeah.
Jumped into it, which okay, if you don't like the style, that's fine. But
right.
And most of those guys that didn't like the style at least weren't as over the top about it as Cornette is.
Oh, right, because nobody's fucking as over the top about anything as Cornette.
No, but it's and of course I did love the one where where somebody said, "Man, what would Stan Hansen think about?"
That was Lauderdale.
Because he baited a guy in.
Yeah.
And because the guy obviously did not check to see who Brett Lauderdale was, realizing he was getting baited. Because what people don't realize, Stan Hansen actually made an appearance for Game Changer Wrestling as a special guest at one of their shows, and absolutely loved the show. So, and
then Corny's like, well, those guys are just doing it for the money, and I won't take money to kill the business. Let people do damage to this business that I love.
No, Stan likes hard-hitting styles of professional wrestling. Because if you ever watch Stan, especially in Japan, he did crazy shit in Japan. Stan Hansen would come out of the dressing room and literally go and chase the crowd around the building like he was going to attack them.
I know.
Because it got over.
But Cornette's thing is, Stan knows it's wrong, and he's just doing it for the money. He knows that that's outlaw mud show bullshit, and I just have more... Cornette's acting like he has more fucking ethics than that or something.
No.
That he's not going to take their money. He refuses to take their money because he's the fucking better person.
No, you want to know what the truth is? The truth is that Stan Hansen is not a grumpy old prick.
Stan Hansen's one of the nicest guys in wrestling.
The truth is Stan Hansen is a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. If you ever get a chance to meet him and have a conversation, I highly recommend you to do it. He is one of the coolest people that I've had the pleasures of meeting. Essentially, like I've said, the first year we went to the Hall of Fame, essentially got to have a nice chat with him over a breakfast, and it was one of the very cool things that I've gotten to do in the last few years.
Yeah.
No. So, yeah, I love when Brett Lauderdale baited the guy in with Stan Hansen, and then, Stan Hansen saw one of these shows, he loved it. So, no. Like I said, I'll say this, I've never watched a Game Changer Wrestling show that I didn't thoroughly enjoy. So,
yeah.
If anybody, it might not be for everybody, but I'm all for it. Now, there's some people that aren't. That's fine. I don't care, but don't shit on a type of wrestling just because you don't like it. Whether it's,
Cornette does it for attention. It's the only way he can stay relevant.
And
he's a grumpy old prick.
And you've got the people that, it's the same thing with anybody that sits there and again, I should probably practice what I preach a little bit more often and not just shit on WWE all the time just because I don't like it.
Yeah, you should.
And I'm trying not to do that. Did we talk about the fact that Rusev wants to have pansexual orgy with Black and Brave kids on the show?
Nope, and we're not going to.
Hey, Margaret!
No. No.
No!
Next topic. Edit that out.
No, we're not going to edit it out. I will just say this. I found that promo to be quite humorous.
All he said was that it's okay to be kissed by a girl or a boy as long as it's love.
But the thing is, he says he's single and ready to mingle, and he's cutting this promo while a bunch of the Black and Brave kids are doing extra work behind him. So the implication is that apparently Rusev's trying to have some freaky deaky with Black and Brave students.
You say graduates.
Graduates, yes.
Conor Braxton's been wrestling for 5 fucking years and you still calling him a student.
Yeah, Black and Brave graduates. Hey, you know who was the star of that one?
Who?
Come on, Alex, say it. You know what I'm saying.
Oh. James Jeffries!
Well, that too. I was actually going to, of course, refer to my close personal friend Blair Onyx.
No, it was James Jeffries, dog.
James! But dude, how great is it to see James Jeffries on Monday Night Raw?
I mean, too little, too late, man. He should have been in segment 8, fucking beating Brock Lesnar for the title. That's what I want to see.
Well, but No, James.
Well, but you know why he can't face Brock Lesnar yet? Because he hasn't won the Royal Rumble that James is definitely going to enter this year and win. Can't wait to see James in the Royal Rumble. He's going to win it.
No, we're having fun. We're busting balls.
We're not.
We love James.
I like James.
We love James. James is one of the nicest people. James is one of those guys. He's way too nice to be in wrestling because he literally is just the nicest guy ever. So,
So Regal's saying you should quit the business.
No,
James.
I'm not saying that at all. James
so you're
is
too nice to be in wrestling.
No,
Go work at the pawn shop.
No, we need
boy.
We need more guys like James in the business. So the Rusev segment featuring Black and Red graduates, James Jeffries, anybody else? Frankie J was in there.
Benjamin Boone, who was the pizza, who was the only one I didn't know.
Benjamin Boone was a pizza. He was also one of the guys eating chicken with Heather Reckless.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
He just loves food.
Apparently.
Food, glorious food. Meow, 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 meow,
we should talk about AIW, Alex.
AIW.
Absolute Intense Wrestling.
Baby, it's too cold outside. Great name for a show.
From the great city of Cleveland, Ohio.
Never been there.
I mean, I haven't either, but the cat lives there, so...
Yeah, well, what do you think's keeping me away?
Both of the cats.
I feel like they live in close proximity.
Very close, from what I hear. Yes.
Yeah. Cats stay together.
The opening match of this show...
There's only one litter box in Cleveland.
The Battle of the Dans.
Yes.
Danhausen versus Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham.
Yes. What a weird match.
Yes, it was. It was very strange. A life coach versus a devil.
Is he the devil?
I mean, he's some type of demon who has stolen people's teeth. So yes.
Did he steal the teeth?
I don't know. I'm not gonna ask. I like him when he's nice and docile and being funny and playing with Cold Steve.
Tequila.
Yes.
I'll
ask Steve. He likes Steve.
Yeah, he likes Cold Steve.
He likes Cold Steve. So.
Do you know Steve Austin? He also calls Cold Steve.
Yes, I think Danhausen thinks they're the same person. So.
Well, they're both bald.
Yes, and they both have goatees. So.
I don't think they're both ugly.
No, I said they both have.
Wow, you're so disrespectful.
I said they both have goatees.
Gold teeth?
Goatees, beards.
What? Manners has a mustache.
Well, Manners has had a goatee in the past.
Where the fuck have you been?
Manners has a mustache now. But...
Wow, you're so disrespectful.
Oh, shut up.
Don't tell me what to do.
But no, I think that Danhausen thinks that they're the same person. I'm not quite sure, and I'm not going to ask. Again, he might try to take my teeth. But
you need all. I mean, you're already down to 4. You can't afford to lose.
I have an extra one. That's,
really?
Yeah.
So you're up to 5?
Stop it. But I tried to point out that Dr. Dan cheated for a victory, and I was told that I was lying, and that did not happen.
Yeah, Danhausen got Robhausened.
But not according to our cat.
What does she know?
She also wants to let everyone know that was watching the show, if anybody out there was watching, she will categorically tell you that Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham is not, in fact, a virgin.
Ew. She didn't say that.
Yeah, she did, actually.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. She actually did.
She shouldn't lie.
After that, we had an 8-man tag, Team Creative Pro, or as I like to call it...
Alphabet Soup.
As I like to call it, Team Alex McCarthy.
What?
Because you love all these guys.
I only know 2 of these guys.
Bear Boulder, Bear Bronson, CPA, and VSK.
I don't know any...
VSK's on Uncharted territory like every week.
Yeah, I'm like several weeks behind.
They took on Team AIW of Dom Guarini, Big Twan Tucker, and PME, the Philly Mariano Experience. This was fun. I liked it. I love, obviously, Twan is so over at this point with that crowd. Like it's for like he's like the like Kane Undertaker of the AAW at this point. Like
Kane the Undertaker.
Yes. I'm still wondering because there's a clip out there of Dom Guarini doing some type of a tope acai moonsault type maneuver.
Yeah.
Was that intended or did he slip? And nobody really knows.
I read that the ropes weren't very tight.
Oh, is that what happened? Cause
I heard
Dom wrestles barefoot.
I heard the ring crew was going to get chastised for that.
Okay, because Dom wrestles barefoot, and he went to do.
And everybody makes mistakes. I'm not trying to bury the ring crew.
No.
Everybody hurts sometimes. Everybody hurts.
He went to do an acai moonsault and basically didn't elevate.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there were enough guys there that that they caught him before he went into the ground because that could have been bad.
Could have been dead.
Yeah. After that, is it Moriarty?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee Moriarty, this is my first time seeing him. Very impressive young professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Defeated Alex Shelley.
Great match too.
Dude, it's Alex Shelley.
Right? Yeah, I get it.
Alex Shelley's gonna get a great match out of anybody, and
do you think he could get a great match out of me?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
Alex Shelley can get a great match out of anybody that's even a reasonably good professional wrestler.
Okay.
Which you and I are not.
That's true. Everybody hurts.
No, but I'm very impressed. Keep that name in your pocket, Lee Moriarty.
He's debuting for SUP next weekend.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely keep that name in your pocket in 2020. I think he's gonna have a pretty good year.
It's always exciting to see these guys that like they'll start out in one place and then you see them start to slowly show up other places.
Yeah.
Because like you'll see a guy start in Black Label, like one of these guys will give him a chance, and then like between John Thorne and Mikey Blanton and
that is
Dylan Hales.
One fun thing I've always said about following the indies is you do get to occasionally see you'll see a guy where it's when he's just getting started.
You get to watch him blow up.
Yeah,
you get to see him like one place and then they start to slowly show up everywhere. I mean, honestly, we kind of saw it with Manders this year.
Yeah, and like I said, I the first time I had that experience was seeing back in 2003. I saw a couple of kids from St. Louis, some Sedell and a guy in a mask, Matt Sydal and Delirious, and by 2 years later, they're two of the biggest names in independent wrestling, and they're on Wrestling Society X, and
Delirious is from St. Louis?
Yeah, they're both from Delirious and Matt Sydal, both from St. Louis, both trained together and were pretty much inseparable in the early part of their careers.
Okay.
But after Moriarty and Shelley, we had, this was fun, man. The team of 40 Acres.
Yeah.
Twitter's favorite wrestler, at Rich Homie Juice, AJ Gray. You see how Rich Homie Juice is back, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
Teaming up with Trey Lamar, being accompanied to the ring by PB Smooth, taking on Colt Cabana and Swoggle. This is just ridiculousness from all out. They're great stuff. I mean, like I said, another guy, Swoggle, who could have just said, "Well, my run in wrestling is done," but nope. This is a guy that goes out there every weekend, busts his ass, just entertaining as all hell. I love Swoggle. It's and Colt Cabana's a legend, but this turns into essentially at one point a 3-on-2 handicap match, and then my girl Alley Cat comes running in. Obviously, and Alley Cat's made a big deal about this because the show is called Too Cold Outside because Too Cold Scorpio was on the show, but also on the show making a special appearance. Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, the Juggalo Homies, the Insane Clown Posse, Alley Cat, very open going into this show that, she is, like me, an old school Juggalo.
How old is she?
She's a little bit younger than me, but you can still be an old school
She's a little bit younger than you.
She can still be an old school Juggalo even if it doesn't matter about age, but no, I did not know that until this. No, Alley Cat's an old school juggalo, so Alley Cat came out with her cat makeup also integrated into a full-on juggalo face paint, which also brought out the Insane Clown Posse.
You know what I'm just disappointed about?
What?
They didn't come out to their theme song.
No, they came out to Wicked Clowns.
They should have come out to.
They didn't come out to the
Come now to the greatest show. Everybody loves a juggalo. Come get down with the clowns. You gotta get down with the clowns.
I don't think they've ever used that outside of WWE, actually.
It's a good song.
It is.
Jim Johnson probably wrote it.
No, they wrote it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was all them. He might have wrote some of the. He might have come up with some of the music for it, but I know they at least wrote the lyrics. No, but ICP with Alley Cat, Swoggle, and Colt Cabana. That was an interesting. That's an interesting combination.
It's a hell of a fucking stable.
Yes, it is.
The Oddities 2020.
Yeah, but no, it was fun. Then after that, we had Eric Ryan taking on old Mance Warner. There is very few things I enjoy in wrestling as much as a Mance Warner ring entrance. His is the number 2. Nick Gage is the number 1.
Yeah.
Well, actually, okay, they're 2 and 3.
I wanna stand with you on a mountain.
No, not even close. The greatest.
What?
The greatest of all time is Nate Webb. Nate Webb.
You and your old shit.
Nate Webb will always be the greatest ring entrance of all time in independent wrestling. Then Nick Gage, then Mance. Then I put the besties there. But now.
Does Nick Gage have a dance?
No, but Nick Gage is just awesome. But Mance Warner and Eric Ryan, pretty brutal match, hardcore, got crazy stuff going on.
I know you don't because I watched the show and I watched the match. But every time you say Eric Ryan, I think you mean Eric Rowan. And I have to, my brain is like, wait, doesn't he mean Eric Rowan? And
no,
I have to correct myself.
Eric Ryan.
I'm going to throw this out there, and maybe you would know. Does Eric Ryan wrestle anywhere else?
Rockstar. He wrestled for Rockstar. He's done some Premium Revolver, I think. Oh. He's done some CZW stuff. He's done some Game Changer.
Okay.
So yeah, he's part of that crew. Then we got to the match that obviously me and you were looking forward to. Our boy, the one called Manders, versus the King, the god of this shit, Eastern Bloc, Hate Club, Nick fucking Gage. MDK all fucking day.
This podcast is rated R.
Dude, this match was everything I wanted it to be. It literally starts with our boy Manders getting down on a 3-point stance. He tries to charge at Gage. Gage moves. Manders goes through a freaking door that's set up in the corner. Then Gage just takes the door and just proceeds to start beating Manders over the head with it repeatedly. They brawl all over, outside the ring, inside the ring. There's doors, there's just crazy shit. Gage is beating the hell out of him. Then Manders makes an incredible comeback. Manders hits one of the most vicious doctor bombs I've ever seen him throw. And the crowd completely buys into the near fall. 1, 2, Gage kicks out. The crowd is just, oh, no, kicked out. And then really quick after that, Gage beats him and pins him.
Yeah.
Classic story of, the upstart, the up-and-comer, in there with the veteran, in there with the number 1 guy. You think it's going to be a squash at first. The upstart makes a huge comeback, makes the huge underdog comeback, and then just when you think the underdog might pull it out, the veteran, real quickly says, "Oh crap, I'm gonna fight. I gotta finish this guy," and finishes him. It's one of the oldest formulas in professional wrestling, but as if say, well, then they don't follow story, they don't sell and all this shit. Bullshit. Fuck that. No. This matches everything that was.
Yep.
It's the same psychology that they used for Ric Flair versus Ricky Morton or Wrecking Express versus the Road Warriors or anything back in the day. Just done in a 2019 version. Yeah, they may use doors and craziness to tell the story.
Flair and Morton used a door once in a while, didn't they?
I don't think they used a door. But it's the same story,
right?
Because it works, and the presentation might change, but the essence of professional wrestling is still the same. This looked like a fucking fight.
Yeah.
I'll say this. What do you think Cordy would say if in a vacuum you could sit him down and say, "Watch this"? What do you think Cordy would say? You think he'd like it?
I don't give a fuck what Jim Cornette thinks.
I'd be interested to know. Because we tell the story.
Because if he says one good thing about one good match, that doesn't excuse all of the other horrible shit he does for the business. Fucking stupid old man. All the good wrestlers are dead. Well, then you're gonna kill the fucking business if you convince people that all the good wrestling happened 20 fucking years ago, dipshit. 40 years ago.
Hey.
What?
Hey, they gave him the match with J.J. Garrett locking on a headlock for 14 minutes. So.
God. With Joey Janela and Papa Stunt on commentary.
Oh my God, I have to watch this.
Yo, I'll watch it again. I can put it on right now if you want.
J.J. Garrett and River Strife doing 14 minutes. Rim Tickler, aka River Strife, doing 14 minutes of headlocks with Joey Janela on commentary. Oh, this I gotta see.
Alright.
After
is that it?
No, we had 2 more matches. We had 3 more matches.
Okay.
4-way match. I'm gonna run these down real quick. Wheeler Yuta versus 2 Cold Scorpio versus KTB versus Matt Cross. It's awesome to see 2 Cold Scorpio still out there kicking ass.
Yeah.
He goes out there, works. It doesn't. And he's one of those guys. He may not be working every weekend, but he goes out there. He does occasional stuff, but still go out there and put on a great match.
Yeah.
I really do like a lot of what he does. Eric Stevens and Eddie Kingston. I kind of fell asleep during this match, unfortunately. I want to go. I'll go back and watch.
Yeah,
I kind of want to go back and watch.
I kind of want to go back and watch that one too.
Because it looks like it was really good from what I saw. The main event of this show, the absolute title 3-way, Matthew Justice versus Joshua Bishop versus Tom Lawler. Matthew Justice is managed by Bill Alfonso in AIW.
God damn it. That's so fucking wild to
who
me.
Still looks exactly like Fonzie. This was crazy. Obviously we love Tom Lawler.
We're gonna watch it. We gotta watch it with commentary.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pause this now. I want to watch it with commentary. Rim Tickler. Jesus Christ. Well, it's like what was the Juggalo JC the Stranglemania? Cactus Sack, Lama Nama Numi.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Juggalo thing.
Oh. Anyways,
Stranglemania.
What? The fuck are you talking about?
Oh, you've never seen Stranglemania?
What's Stranglemania?
Okay, so ICP.
Oh,
back in the day, the highlights they've used at WWE, the Kawasaki Stadium Deathmatch Tournament. The Cactus Jack one.
Okay.
Where it's got like Terry Bam Bam Gordy in it, Leatherface, but they so the ICP got a hold of this.
Yeah.
And they did their style of commentary on it, and released it as a commercial videotape called ICP Stranglemania.
Okay.
And so instead of Cactus Jack, he was Cactus Sack.
Oh.
God, which Japanese guy became Lama Nama Numi?
Sounds kind of racist.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So you watched AAW, our good friend Danny Daniels and the boys.
I literally had like 2 conversations with Danny Daniels, but sure.
Well, my good friend Danny Daniels.
Okay, your good friend.
Danny actually texted me the other day.
I know you told me you were sitting on my couch.
Oh yeah. What did you think of the show?
I enjoyed it for the most part. We opened up with it says a 5-way on Cage Match. It was very obviously a 6-way. It was Clayton Gaines, Colt Cabana, Josh Briggs, Ace Austin, Airwolf, and Myron Reed.
Yeah, it's definitely not a 5-way because I just read it. There's 6 names.
Yeah. It was I usually hate these kinds of matches, and I thought it was good. I thought they told a good story. It was basically like Gaines and Ace Austin were trying to team up on everybody, and it was not working, and so things kept, backfiring, so they kept taking out different guys and things like that. Very, very good, fun match. Myron Reed picked up the victory, and I was a little, I don't know, I felt like of all the guys in that match, I did not think Myron was the one who got over the most, but sometimes it's not what it's about, and they're trying to rebuild him as a singles.
So keep it with something that I haven't watched the show.
Yeah.
Kind of a waste of Josh Briggs.
He comes back later.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, that match, fun match. Then after that, we had something that actually kind of changed my mind about something. Had Hyan against Kimberly, and Hyan is from the Booker T Realities of Wrestling or whatever, his training camp, and they kept bringing it up on commentary, and it actually got to the point where I was like kind of getting annoyed by it, because it was like they were making jokes about his wrestling school, and like, eye pokes, they teach those on Thursdays, like, and like one joke like that would have been fine, but I thought they kind of overdid it, and it kind of took away from the match a little bit. It was a fine match. Kimber got the victory. I enjoyed it okay. I'm going to be probably way more critical of this show than I normally am of shows, and I'll tell you why. I was texting John G during the show, and if you've ever watched wrestling with John G, he hyper-analyzes everything. So I was looking for things that I'm not usually looking for and thinking about things that I'm not usually thinking about.
And I will say this, for John G, as any good referee should.
Yeah, that's fine, but I just like to enjoy wrestling.
I know.
And he makes it difficult.
He does kind of make it difficult. I mean, he's analytical, which any referee should be analytical.
Right, but yeah. he's texting me the whole time.
He does not turn it off.
Right. Anyways, so then the next match was Killer Cross and Matthew Justice.
This is a match I want to see.
Yeah, it was just a crazy fight. These two guys both doing some crazy shit. Eventually, taking moves on chairs. And they don't just, fucking do it on the seat of a chair now. They fucking are dropping people on the upward part of a chair, and it just looks painful as shit. And so, props to Justice for putting his body on the line. And, interesting match. Killer Cross picking up the victory there. Then after that, it was a dog collar match as Jimmy Jacobs took on the mysterious character of Masked Good Brother number 3.
Yeah, man. I mean,
comes from a long line of Masked Good Brothers. One had some classics back in the day. 2, I'm a big fan of. But 3, just something about him. He connects with the crowd. He kind of comes off as sort of a simple man, and Jimmy, they left it all in the ring. It was brutal, dog collar. Josh Briggs came out to help Jimmy, because that's kind of the whole thing, is that it looked like Jimmy was going to be in the process of developing Josh Briggs, sort of almost in like a, well, they call Jimmy the Kingmaker, right?
Yeah.
So Jimmy was sort of going to be developing Briggs as his client, and then he got kind of distracted by the Mance Warner feud.
Well, Briggs essentially took over the Brody King role.
Right. And so, exactly. So that, he came out and helped. It was unsuccessful. Good Brother, number 3, picked up the victory, and so that means that Good Brother number 3 gets to stay. Mance Warner is welcome back in AAW, which is something we'll get to in a minute here. And commentary even suggested there's a possibility that we may see Mance Warner and Good Brother number 3 as a tag team.
That'd be something.
Yeah. And then after that, Jimmy was kind of berating Josh Briggs for basically implying that it was his fault that Jimmy didn't win. And Briggs didn't take too kindly to that, and Jimmy got beat up for his trouble. And then after that, we had what was the next match? Was it the tag title?
No, women's title.
The women's title. And I'll say why this one was interesting for me, because as a lot of people know, it sounds like Miss Chris Statlander has signed with AEW and is going to be working for that promotion in what sounds like it'll be a full-time basis. And so I was just kind of assuming this is going to be, a good match, but she goes out on her back kind of thing. And they obviously had a great match. Statlander, just a naturally talented professional wrestler. And what I mean by that is correct me if I'm wrong, but she's not been doing this that long, has she?
A couple years. About 2 years, I think.
Oh, really? But I mean, still, like, she gets it. Like, she picked it up pretty quickly, and she definitely gets it. And it's going to be great to see her, for the All Elite Wrestling fans, it's going to be great for them to see her on their television show every week. And if that's the route they decide to go. But, so she had a great match with Jessica Havoc, and to the surprise of myself, and I think a lot of people, picked up the victory. New AAW Women's Champion.
Yeah, very interesting, because,
I'm curious to see where they go from that, because I was under the impression that she was going to be full-time for AEW now.
Well, and it seems like sometimes the AEW contracts, obviously Orange Cassidy is still out there making indie bookings, so...
It's true.
You never, who knows?
Right. After that match that I was looking forward to the most of the evening was Eddie Kingston and David Starr taking on Chris Stein and Jake Something. I'm going to be honest, this one I was a little bit disappointed. And part of it, for me at least, was just they were having a match for the live crowd, and there were points where it was difficult for, and this is nothing, this is a learning curve. It was their AAW's first iPay-per-view, their first time going live, correct?
Yes.
And so they didn't really know, but there were just some things where it was like, it wasn't like they didn't plan a TV match. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There were just some things where it was like, there was two cool things going on at once, and like, you obviously can't be watching two things at once. I don't know. And so, I was a little disappointed, mainly because I'm a big fan of most of the guys in the match. Two of my absolute favorites on the independents, Eddie Kingston and David Starr, and I like Stallion and Something, and so I was a little bit disappointed. Maybe I just got my own hopes up too much, but that one, it was good, but it didn't quite, I don't know. Something was lacking for me. But,
yeah, I heard that from a couple others. I saw it on a couple other sources too that basically said kind of the same thing about this match, that this was your AEW walk-in brawl, and it just didn't translate all that well.
It just didn't translate well on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Well, which, live and learn.
Yeah. Next
up, we had Hakeem Zayn with Karam taking on Paco for the Heritage title. It was a very good match, very athletic match. Hakeem Zayn has totally reinvented himself and is really on another level, I think, from where he was when we were watching it a couple years ago. And I think Karam is a great addition. And Hakeem Zayn picked up the victory as the new Heritage Champion.
Yeah, Hakeem Zayn, a guy that, like you said, did these videos where talked about being overlooked. It was kind of like a purge type thing. Then showed up with Karam and now winning the Heritage title. I think he's a guy that's, again, I mean, he's already on him. He's been on Impact a few places, but a guy who could absolutely.
I could be wrong. I haven't seen a lot of it. Do you feel like he's being used to his full potential on Impact?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's kind of what I gathered as well. So, be interesting to see how he does from here on out. All right. So then, after that, we had the tag titles: Besties in the World versus Jake and Dave. Just without even thinking about it. Versus Jake Crist and Sami Callihan. Just said Jake and Dave Crist out of habit.
Where's my boy Dirty Dave?
Dave's been hurt for a while, I think.
Has he? Okay.
I believe so. And so they explained that, Sami had a rematch clause for the big gold belt. He decided not, or the big effing belt, decided not to cash in that rematch, decided instead to challenge for the tag team titles. These two teams had a really good match. Jake and Sami had great chemistry, obviously best friends, don't regularly tag team together, but ultimately the Besties picked up the victory. It was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And then the main event, Josh Alexander came out, and I was kind of confused because they didn't announce anything. I was confused. Josh Alexander came out and basically cut a promo, basically saying, about how he's a champion, about how he doesn't always get along with people, but he always shows up, things like that, and basically implied that Fatu didn't show up, and commentary confirmed that Fatu no-showed, and Josh Alexander issued an open challenge, and the crowd lost it when Simple Man hit, and Old Manser came out to answer the challenge. That was so freaking cool. Great match, brawl, weapons, plunder, everything. I believe a door was used. And new AAW World Heavyweight Champion, Mance Warner. Mance has been in AAW for less than a year, hasn't he?
No, he's been over a year because we saw him.
That was in February, wasn't it?
No, because they stopped running in LaSalle in March. Or in December of last year.
No, the last LaSalle show was in February, wasn't it?
But he's been in for about 14,
just barely over a year. Yeah. If I'll fucking look it up.
But no, Mance Warner. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that's been like one of the independent wrestling MVPs of 2019. Just absolutely does really cool stuff. Great dude.
Debuted in November of 2018.
Okay. Great dude to talk to. Just what you like. The gimmick is not far off from who Mance really is. So, Mance loves wrestling, loves the people, truly loves what he gets to do, and just you saw it. Did you see the video from after the stream where the fans, they literally had to tell the fans, nobody else can get in the ring. We're afraid it's going to break because the fans basically got in the ring with Manser, drank light beers, put him on their shoulders. This was a great moment for the fans, great moment for fans. Obviously, this show really does. I will say all the title changes. This show definitely really feels like AAW setting themselves up going into 2020. And what?
Warhorse proposed to his girlfriend. She said yes.
Hey, congratulations to Warhorse and Miss Tatum.
Anyways,
no. So I wish I'd have been able to see that one live. I did catch the YouTube clip of it, obviously. No, congratulations to Vance. Like I said, one of my favorite people in independent wrestling. Just super cool guy. Like his social media is funny. If you ever get a chance to meet him at a show, meet him at any type of wrestling event, great guy to just sit there and shoot the shit with.
Talk about small WCW.
Dude, legitimately, that's not a gimmick. Brother loves him some old school WCW wrestling.
Hey, me too, man.
So
I would love to sit and talk old WCW with me.
Great stuff. But no, that was the wrestling weekend. We
holy shit.
First time in a long time you've actually sat and watched some shows.
Yeah, it really is. So we can talk about the last episode of Uncharted Territory, but we're not going to because we're almost at an hour and a half.
Yeah. So, hey people, if you're still listening to this show,
send us some fucking award categories.
Yeah, help us out. We do this. We do this for fun for ourselves, but we want
a little bit of audience interaction.
We want a little bit of audience interaction. Send us some off the chesty awards categories, and we'll pick the winners. That's how we do it on the show.
It's a backwards awards show. You pick the categories. We pick the winners.
Absolutely. But everybody, enjoy wrestling. Enjoy Wrestle Kingdom.
Should we do a Puro Regal?
Well, I don't want to do it right now. I'll tell you this much. Obviously, Puro Regal's been gone. I'm not going to guarantee it. I may try to get something out. Maybe a quick thing out. Maybe tomorrow or Wednesday.
Do you want me to do my Wrestle Kingdom predictions?
There's 2 nights, dude. We're already an hour and a half.
All right.
You want to do it real quick?
No.
You want to do it real quick?
Let's do it as a separate. Let's do it as a separate thing.
Okay.
All right. Follow me on Twitter at OneRealSmartAlex. I'm trying to get more followers than Regal by the end of the year. I got 2 days left, and he's still got 10 more followers than I do. Follow Regal. Don't follow Regal. Unfollow Regal. If you're following Regal, please stop. Stop in the name of the law. At SCW Regal 444. I'm at 657. What are you at? You're at 667. At least you don't have 666 anymore. Anyways, like Slam Fan Wrestling Network on Facebook. That's where you can find the categories for the chesties. And maybe if I tag Fight TV in this shit, we'll get some retweets.
Maybe.
And we'll get some more chesty nominations. Next week, the chesties are awards for the end of the year. Because from the opinion of 2 dudes whose opinion is totally irrelevant. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me. Don't follow him.
Just like Jim Cornette, our opinion is totally irrelevant.
Our opinion's more relevant. I don't know. All right, because we actually work in the business. We don't just sit in our underwear and whine on a podcast because nobody will. Because I have actually probably had a longer run with a wrestling company than Jim Cornette has in the last 10 years.
Wow.
And I've only been doing this shit for going on 3 years. All right, we're out of here.